Hello, my gravy Timothys, and welcome back to the Hearts of Iron 4 Challenge series. Now, that's right, it's officially a series now because we've done like 3 of them, well, including this one. On the entire channel's history, we've done way too many. So after our heavy tank and heavy amphibious tank video, I did say that I was going to go back and try a challenge I have not done in a long time. And yeah, no, it's not artillery only because funnily enough, no. We'll go back to that when we hit 1 million subscribers in T-minus, I think that's going to take like 20 years at the current rate. So you best hit the sub button while you can. No, I wanted to go back and check out the planes only game I did 5 years ago, even before the plane update was out. And yeah, unsurprisingly, I did it as the United States of America. Hey, but considering the United States is actually a very safe bet for doing challenges, like I said in my last video, I don't want to do that. I want to go ahead and be on the front lines. And there are quite a few little challenges we're going to have to face along with this. Mostly, if we're doing planes only, that means having no troops, which means the Germans could just walk straight into me. Gonna have to figure that one out. Well, it's actually not too difficult at all because all we need to do is release a few nations on the border so the Germans can't actually just walk into me. Another reason we're gonna have a bit of a challenge here is because the Finns can do the continuation war even without me ever doing the winter war, because there's literally no check for it in this focus over here. There's a check to make sure they're not in the winter war, but that's it. But yeah, if you think it's as simple as just clicking a button and releasing a nation, nope, can't do that anymore as the Soviets because you need to do a specific focus. Now, to be able to release nations as the Soviet Union, we do need to go ahead and make sure we do Trotsky, which also means we have to do the Civil War. And unsurprisingly, can't win a Civil War with just planes. So we're gonna have a bit of creative liberty here and say that the challenge doesn't properly start until after we've got onto the correct country. Now that doesn't solve the issue of the Finns, who the only way I can really think about getting around this is getting a non-aggression pact by putting a spy on them and boosting the Diplo on them. On top of that, we could go down over here in the Comintern too and start infiltrating Scandinavia, where we get a few options to just get them peacefully puppeted. But if that works, it's definitely going to be down to luck. Oh yeah, also as usual, Turkey just gets a wacky focus that they can take late into the game to declare war on me, so gonna have to worry about that too. Okay, I haven't actually done Trotsky in a long time, so I gotta remember how the best way about going about this. There we go. So Diplo pressure done on the Finns. Now we can get a non-aggression pact with them. I'm not too sure if they're gonna end up breaking that later down the line, but that does stop them completing this focus over here. Alright, time to kick off the Civil War, and I think I have it in the bag. I have 63% of the armed forces on my side and a whole bunch of land. I'll make the most of this, boys, because after this, you're all being made redundant. Oh yes, technically this doesn't break the challenge room because I'm just fighting my own demons. And there we go. The army is no longer needed. That is one problem already sorted, but it is 1938 and we have no preparation done at all. So next up, we need to figure out the Finland problem, which I'm currently doing the promote ideological rallies in Finland, and they already cancelled my non-aggression pact. I didn't even notice. Oh. Okay, so I got the pressure Finnish government decision, and I'm gonna hope that this works. I've made a save just in case. If not, we'll have to try this again later. Hey, and it worked. Nice. I don't know if they're just gonna leave immediately. I don't know if they can even leave, but that is good enough for me. It also worked on Sweden. There you go. So I got a backup there just in case one of them decides to backstab me. I have been backstabbed. All right, that's good though. I think that does mean that the Finnish won't leave because they are non-aligned, whereas Sweden was still democratic. Okay, so unsurprisingly in 1939, I haven't really showed off my research because I've just rushed all of the good plane tech. We got engines free, we've got heavy machine guns, drop tanks, survivability, and when we get this one, we're going to start immediately popping these out. But just fighters alone isn't going to do much impact on what's coming. And now with our focus tree, I've had to run down all the way to the autonomous Soviet republics, which means we can finally go ahead and release all these nations and be kind of in a good spot. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and sign the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact anyway, because we are just going to release all this land to our puppet, so it shan't matter too much. Alright, already got a few of them released. We can release more as well, so I might as well do that. The only one we need is Ukraine right there, and then we can give them more land when we get Molotov as well. But as we stand right now, nobody can physically invade us on foot. They could naval invade, but I don't think the AI is going to be able to pull that. I really hope the AI does not pull that off. Yeah, but having these guys independent does do a big hit on our industry here, which is why I've been building up a whole bunch of civs. On top of that, we're going to have to worry a little bit more about oil without Azerbaijan. Oh yeah, these truly are the borders of all time, huh? Yeah, just going to go ahead and return that territory. Okay, now this is officially our impenetrable fortress. I don't think the AI is going to go through the Baltics, at least I really hope not. I can also pressure them, so I might get Estonia and Latvia. Don't really care about Lithuania, but I think it's finally time we should get to work on making some planes, and I do have a plan for what I think is going to be most effective against stopping this. Okay, so already we have ourselves a very, very good fighter, way ahead of anything the German AI is going to be able to compete with at all. Yeah, but unsurprisingly, this, we're going to need a bit more, we're going to need a lot more than just fighters to get, like, any sort of dent going here, which is why we're also going to be going for both strap bombers and tactical bombers. The TACs, eventually, I want to actually convert into heavy fighters as well, so we can really project power over into Germany, tac bomb all their logistics, and then strap bomb all the industry. Hopefully, all of this will be enough that the AI on the Allies can do something, which is really asking for a lot in this game. Okay, the Germans have already cancelled their non-aggression pact with us because they can, because we don't border, which means they can do it way earlier than normal. Also means that they can go ahead and do the Barbarossa, which I think I'm ready for. I have 400 planes. So another thing that's going to help us out a lot is radar, but the problem with radar is we can't put it on our front lines now because our puppets actually need the same tech or equivalent for us to build it in them, which means we're going to have to get pretty high radar tech for it to even have any effect really on the front lines here. Alrighty, well, here they come. We've got a whole bunch of fighters, but that is about it. I think it's probably time though that we get some tactical bombers going. Okay, now because I have had to do so much all over the place, not very optimally, I still have this terrible Soviet Air Force modifier, and I'm gonna hopefully get to work chipping away at it now. Oh, and here come the Germans. Now, we don't have to worry about them being anywhere near us, so we're just gonna start looking for their Air Force and beating it up, but I don't think they'll even bother really putting it out unless we start bombing them. Oh, never mind, they've come out to play, and it ain't looking good. So, yeah, I'm quite popular if you can't tell. In fact, I'm just gonna say no to all of that and get back to work. Now, if things with the Allies don't go the way I want after I deal with all the Air Force and start bombing the Germans into the ground, I will be calling my allies in hopes that maybe if I just fund them with enough stuff, they'll build some good units and push them themselves. But considering I'm having to rely on Hearts of Iron 4 AI, don't get your hopes up there. Okay, looks like in a matter of months, the entire Luftwaffe is the Luft no more. There's nothing more depressing than seeing that in a Soviets game, though. We are actually running out of fuel. So we could go ahead and trade with Azerbaijan, just take all their oil, but that will slowly raise their autonomy and I will forget about it. So I'm just going to invest in synthetic refineries anyway, because I'm going to need the rubber, as I'm having to trade for a lot of it already. Because I'm already going to have to be trading for a lot of aluminums too. It's not exactly very cost effective at the moment to be trading for 2 of them, especially because I haven't even started producing my bombers fully yet, and I'm already like maxed out on my resources. Okay, so I have put my tac bombers up just to get a bit of a logi strike, and they are doing a lot of damage, which is nice, but they're also getting shot down by AA, which not as much as something that would be a bad plane would usually do, but it's still ticking down down more than I can replenish. But if you actually look at the zones here, you can see the Germans are technically in the eastern Poland zone here, where they have no air defense and no planes to shoot me down regardless, which means I'm just free to largely strike them into the ground, which, if you can't tell from the low supply happening right here, means all their trains and trucks are currently at the behest of my planes. Oh yeah, look at that. Just straight away, there is no supply at all getting to these units in this zone. It's beautiful. And this doesn't just affect right here either. This also means that all their supply trucks are getting destroyed regardless everywhere, and their trains, which means they're going to be struggling to supply anywhere else. And unfortunately, there aren't too many fronts ongoing right now other than the one down here in Greece. So maybe I can try and project a bit of power down there if it's still going. And regardless, West Africa too. West Africa's happening because Vichy's in the war. Okay, so whilst we're on our Logi striking missions, I'm also going to start sending all of the equipment that I had, and also sending my army to a farm. And I'm really just hoping that my little allies and puppets manage to pull this off. I mean, I guess technically we could just expeditionary them if we call them in, but that, I feel like that just does not count, at least not enough. We want them to build their own units and do all the work for us. Hopefully. Alright, we got enough planes that I'm now Logi striking down here in Romania too, and oh my god, are we taking out everything that moves. We realistically want this entire front line out of supply for our puppets to even stand a chance here. Yeah, because we're kind of waiting around for a long time here. I think it might actually finally be time to do experimental rockets. Alright, this might be a little bit premature, but I'm thinking because my tanks have very good range, we should probably get some heavy fighters going and start harassing them down here in Greece. And I am just about done researching the advanced medium airframe, which means we can get the very best heavy. Oh my god. No! Okay, well that's going to be a problem. I don't even know how they've just managed to throw that this hard. They've got all of Africa, but they... Where is your fleet? Okay, yeah, funnily enough, all these really expensive planes being built is really starting to eat into the industry here, and I'm really trying to pump out these mills right now, so I don't want to trade any more resources, so I think we're probably going to have to go off export, and it looks like they're still making progress over here. Actually, out of nowhere, while the Great Siege of Birmingham is happening, well, the UK's AI is going for Italy, and I'm gonna have to try and get a little bit of pressure off, so I'm gonna just put whatever I've got on my fighters ready. I've only got a couple of heavy fighters on my tanks, and see if I can do anything in Greece for them. Oh yeah, there we go indeed. That is a lot of cast damage we are doing. Hopefully that keeps them afloat a little longer. Okay, yeah, we're also tack bombing behind them now, trying to like ruin all the supply getting down here, and yeah, it's doing pretty well. Okay, we're about to find out if this is in any way worth it. Okay, question is, will these even put a dent in Germany? Oh, I got so many of them all over the place. I gotta actually make sure I find them all. And there's no real way to tell if they are gonna leave a dent. But you know, I've already had my bombers over there anyway, so it's just another thing to annoy them, I guess. Okay, yeah, they're definitely doing something. I've got so many of them that it's impossible for them not to do something. Just look at the air map right now. It's disgusting. Oh. That's a good sign, but also I think that nuke's probably wasted, considering I don't think there was anything left there to nuke. I have no idea who dropped that, though. I'm going to assume it was the Americans. Okay, just out of morbid curiosity here, I'm going to tag to the Germans just to see what a state they're currently in from how much I'm harassing them over here. Okay, number one, literally no supply fulfillment at all. No. Okay, yep. That is definitely gonna do it. Oh, I don't even know how they have not pushed them out of this. Like, what? Okay, sure. And yeah, their reconstruction here is mostly railways, but half their states do have a lot of destroyed factories. Not enough, though. I think we need to up them on the old strap bombing here. Okay, I think I'm confident enough now that I'm going to call in one of my puppets. And I think for the easiest way to go about this with the smallest front line, it's going to be Belarusia over here. So there's not a lot on the front line. We don't have to worry about Hungary or Romania, and we really should start grinding down the Germans. Please. Don't be a mistake. Okay, they're in. and they're willing to push, which is good. We just need to, well, we need a lot more cash by the looks of things, because they ain't winning these battles. The only problem is trying to find anything in this air map right now is a little bit difficult. Yeah, also got to make sure we keep them supplied here, because by the looks of things, they're really grinding out their equipment. Yeah, I'm just paying attention to the sprites right now that are on the map. I'm surprised the game can handle all this, huh? Okay, I think we're gonna do the unthinkable now and just call everybody in, including Finland, because I've noticed a lot of the AI is just stacking up there, so might as well make the most of it. Oh yeah, okay, they are going. They're actually making the moves here. There you go, UK. I'm gonna do you a little favor here. Goodbye, Plymouth. So the AI is pushing, but it's also just not pushing at the same time. As such, I've decided to deploy the tactical nuclear weapons to give them a helping hand where they need it. Okay, Finland out of nowhere with a steel-chaired naval invasion. I'm so damn cursed. Like, Tanatuva is currently leading the breakthrough into northern Germany. Oh, well, that was a little bit sooner than I thought it would happen. But, you know, considering I didn't actually do anything but airplanes and bombing and a couple tactical nukes here or there, that is quite the result. Well, considering I was expecting to get absolutely nothing out of that peace conference, I did get quite a bit, you know, I gotta say. It was a lot more fun than it probably looked like. I'm just now watching all of the units just scurry on their way back. Hey, but that was planes only. It only took like an extra... It's 1950. Okay, it took quite a while to complete, but it was still pretty fun. And if you enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like down below and leave me another challenge you'd like to see me to go and complete. I'd love to hear what they might be. But until next time, little Timothy, goodbye.